Hi everyone, it's Nicole from Mama Elephant, and today I have a new card for you for the April Photo Challenge. This is the photo that is the inspiration piece for my card, and you can see it's kind of more of a beachy themed in color and also in composition, and it inspired me both in color and to create my own beach style card for the card here today that you can see. And I created a little scene using the bunny stamp from Honey Bunny and also the Landscape Trio and Fem Frames dies, and a few other stamps that I'll talk about along the way. The first thing I did was take this 6x6 pattern paper and also a sheet of vellum, and I'm going to cut them out at the same time using the stitched rectangle Fem Frames die just to expedite the die cutting. Then I'm going to also cut out some tan papers for the sand portion of my beach scene using the same Fem Frames stitched rectangle die, and then this blue, light blue that I'm going to be using for the ocean as well. And the reason I cut all of those using the stitched rectangle is because I like the consistency once I cut down all of these papers for them to all have that stitched border, and I'll show you that as I die cut the rest of my borders here. And I'm die cutting them with the kind of wavy Landscape Trio dies from Mama Elephant, just at varying heights, because I can hide them one behind another. You won't be seeing the bottom of all of these, but I like the stitched border you can see there along the sides and along the bottom that match up with the rest of the stitched border. So there are the layers I have on the left side of my page, and I went ahead and stamped the image of the two little bunnies' backs using a black dye ink. The ink I used here today is the black ink from Simon Says Stamp. And then I'm coloring in my image with some colored pencils. I like the Prismacolor colored pencils. I'm going to blend out those colors now using some Gamsol and this stump pencil. And I can go over them and add color as much as I need to get the shading and detailing just how I want it. I wanted to keep the colors, I wanted the bunnies to stand out but still blend in with the colors in the inspiration photo, if that makes sense. So I chose to go with a kind of yellowish tan for the one bunny and then aqua for the other one. And I'm just adding layers of color and going back in with my darkest in some of those areas where there might be darker shadows. And I kind of went the wrong way on that one ear, but that's okay, I can blend that out. I'll show you here in a little bit. Instead of using the coordinating die that comes with these, I chose to fussy cut them out by hand instead. I thought it helped them blend into this scene or the background a little bit better. In fact, this card was very much inspired by another one I created using the same bunny image where they were sitting on the grass looking at the skyline. I will show it on my blog post when I post this particular project, but it was inspired by that, but I thought it would be fun to create a similar type of scene, only this one be a beach style scene. Now where I got the color a little too dark, since I'm hand cutting this, I went ahead and went outside the lines when I blended it out so that I could blend some of that dark out of my bunny where I had kind of accidentally not colored it correctly. And like I said, because I'm going to be fussy cutting this, it didn't matter because all of that will be cut away. Once I have those all colored, I'm going to take this snow marker from Marvy and just dab it into the bunny's tails. And I'm going to show you, this is one of those products that is awesome when you see it in use. and it gives a realistic little poofy bunny tail when heated. So I'm going to take it over to my heat gun and I'm going to just heat that up. And as it warms up and it starts to heat, you will see it start to kind of poof out as it dries. There it goes. And I just love the realistic effect that it gives these little bunny tails. So, so cute. So I'll kind of tip it a little bit so you can see the dimension there. Very fun. Before I cut them out, I am going to go in with some opaque, with the opaque white marker from Sakura, and just add a little bit of dot detail just here and there. In fact, after I had cut this out and completed my card, I went back over where I put all of these little white dots and added in some little glitter dots as well. And I really like how that looks. If you notice in the finished card photo, I'll show it again here in a second, you can see the glittering and the white together. Just going to add a few more of these little dots here and there. I think they just really give a nice finished look to the colored images. And here's that photo of the completed bunnies, and you can see the little glitter dots interspersed with the white ones. Next, I'm ready to put the whole card together, and I've die cut that little scene with the grass and the rocks and the little wooden poles there using my silhouette and a design from the Silhouette online store. I brushed that vellum with an anti-cling powder bag, and then I'm going to tap on some white embossing powder. The greeting is from Mama Elephant's Everyday Greetings stamp set. And before I heat that up, I'm going to take a little bird image from the Mama Elephant Sunny Skies stamp set and create some seagulls around my title or my greeting. Just going to stamp a couple, try to figure out the best place to put it. I'm stamping these with some Versamark. The powder, anti-cling powder bag helps the embossing powder to only stick where you have stamped instead of maybe migrating and sticking to other places on your paper. I always like to use it when I'm using embossing powder. It helps keep the project looking really clean and neat. And then I'll heat that up so you can see the cute little seagulls and the greeting there at the top of the card. Now I'm ready to add the layers with my Fem Frames and Landscape Trio die cuts. I added a little bit of foam adhesive behind the sand portions so it would pop up before the ocean, and then it's the vellum layer and then 2 more layers of ocean. I think adding all the different layers like this really give a more detailed type scene. It looks more complicated than it really is. It's just all in the layering. And the vellum adds a wonderful layer to hide a few more little layers behind. Plus, I think it helps mute that cloud background paper just a tad, while still giving that cloud sky type of look. These are all those little teeny tiny die cuts I cut with my Silhouette, which I love that you can cut them any size you need them to be. I'm just using an acrylic block to hold them down with the liquid glue so that they don't curl up at all. And this really, I think, completes that whole scene by doing this way. I just used scraps of paper, pattern paper, of 6x6 pattern paper, in fact, that I had in my stash to die cut all of these little pieces. I'm adding a little bit of detail to the little rope there around those wooden poles, and I'm going to use the Wink of Stella gold glitter brush marker to add a little detail to that greenery, seaweed or grass or whatever it is there. And then I'm going to add a little foam adhesive behind the whole thing before I add it to my card. Before I do that, I felt like my card needed just a little something else, so I'm going to create some carrots with these images from the Honey Bunny set. I stamped the carrot portion with the soft apricot Hero Arts ink, and then the little green portion of the carrots with the Simon Says stamp mint ink. And then I'm simply going to just fussy cut all of these out. I left a little bit of a white border around all of them and used some liquid adhesive to tuck them underneath the bunny's hands so it looks like they're holding them a little bit. And then I did go back after I had these all glued in place and took the clear Wink of Stella glitter brush marker and added a little bit of glitter detail to the greenery part of the carrots. I love that it makes the bunnies look like they're sitting on the beach enjoying some carrots, just watching the ocean. A nice, serene, pretty type card. And then if I thought the inside of the card, I like to finish them off with a greeting. And so I stamped another carrot and then the greeting, "I'm so grateful for all that you do," on the inside. The greeting is from the Mama Elephant Mini Thanks stamp set, and I'm going to stamp "I'm so grateful" using the Simon Says stamp, mint ink. And then the rest of the greeting using the soft sand Hero Arts ink. I wanted to be consistent with my color choices so that it blended in well with the colors that I used on the front of the card. And then right above the greeting, which I see now is a little bit off, is slanted a little bit, but oh well. I'll just stamp another one of those cute little carrots to kind of finish it off and bring the front of the card to the inside. I hope you've enjoyed this video showcasing how to take a photo and be inspired to create a similar card, either in theme or in color or however you're inspired to create it. The supplies are listed below the video on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you next time.